Quickly, we've got you somebody working on in the AI sector. We've got you somebody working on hydroponics. Somebody's working on robotics, electric vehicles. Now we've dealt with genetics and the future of those industries. Let's look at solar. Rajesh Parakala, Managing Director of GigaWatt Solar Private Limited, on the broadcast with us. Rajesh ji, thanks very much. You've set up a company in Hyderabad in 2015. You are doing kilowatt to megawatt capacity solar plants, which I'm assuming from rooftop solar to community solar and larger. Let's get into the industry at a large, because I know we've built the largest solar parks in Gujarat, in Tamil Nadu, not the largest solar parks in the country, largest solar parks in the world. In a very real sense, from 2010, Rajesh ji, to where we are in 2022, how things actually transformed? Is it incremental? Is it exponential? Where are we?
For the past 7.5 years, India has installed around 50 gigawatt of solar, with an annual capacity addition of 14 gigawatt of solar energy in calendar year 2021. India is expected to add around 26 gigawatt of solar in 2022-2023. By June 2022, the country reached a cumulative installed capacity of 58 gigawatt. So India has made significant strides in generating capacity of solar energy in the last few years. The unit cost of solar power, however, has fallen, and solar energy has become increasingly competitive with alternative sources of energy. The Indian government came up with various schemes to promote solar energy and solar panel manufacturing, both, that is PM Kusum scheme and PLI scheme, likewise, etc. The National Solar Mission, NSM, launched on 11th January 2010, had set a target for deployment of 20 gigawatt solar power by the year 2022. The cabinet, in its meeting held on 17/6/2015, has approved revision of target from 20 gigawatt to 100 gigawatt.
Okay. This is exciting news, because it is exponential growth, right? Adding 14 gigawatts to potentially adding 28 gigawatts means just the accelerated speed of growth is 100% per year. But we are targeting 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030. That's the set goal, of which almost 60% is coming or supposed to come from solar photovoltaic. Given the figures you just given me, is that unreasonable? Are we far off the mark, or are we pretty much on track?
Well, the data suggests that in India will add anywhere between 18 to 22 gigawatt of solar capacity in 2022, making it by far the best year when it compares to capacity addition comparatively to installation rate in 2020 and 2021, if you look at back.
Yeah.
So India needs to install around 30 gigawatt of solar each year in order to achieve its 2030 target. It is envisioned that by 2030, 40% of India's power needs projected to reach 15,280 terawatts will be covered by renewable energy, up from 21.4% in 2019.
Okay, so if we need to add about 200 gigawatts of solar, by 2030, we are in 2022, and if we are at an accelerated pace where we are adding 20 a year, maybe 25 to 30 per year going ahead, it is achievable. We are almost there. I mean, it's miraculous how this is happening. Rajesh ji, okay, so tell us a bit about GigaWatt Solar, your company. What do you guys work on, and how do you fit into the ecosystem?
Talking about my company is, GigaWatt Solar Private Limited was established in 2015. It's a culmination of minds with vast experience and enduring trust for bringing up a vibrant enterprise in the field of renewable energies. GigaWatt Solar is India's leading company in solar power sector, and we are pleased to introduce ourselves as one of the emerging solar EPC companies and system integrators in India, based out of Hyderabad. We specialize in design, engineering, supply, installation, commissioning, O&M, and maintenance of solar power systems ranging from kilowatt to megawatt scale. And
yeah. No, go ahead, go ahead.
We are also, GigaWatt is also a solar energy consulting and end-to-end solution provider. From giving specialized services at various stages of the PV circuit. We help investors, owners, and lenders derive maximum value out of their investment in solar energy by having high quality benchmarks and using best industry standards. Our service portfolio includes design consultancy, project management consultancy, engineering procurement and construction, EPC, finance audit consultancies, plant audits, trainings. We train people, and we also have OEM services. Our product portfolio also includes rooftop solar power plants, ground mounted power plants. We also are into water pumps, solar pumps, especially, and solar lighting, solar fencing. And we GigaWatt Solar is designed to be a top green energy enterprises with vision, mission, and goals. Our vision is to harness the infinite solar power, solar energy, and power the world.
Right.
And our mission is to build a global brand, GigaWatt, and become the top companies in the solar industry. And we have set our own goals. Our goal is to at least consult, design, build, and maintain 1 gigawatt of green fields, solar farms. So in a way, contributing a great amount of carbon, reducing the carbon dioxide emission, and contributing to the environment. GigaWatt Solar Private Limited is also we are reckoned with the construction of large-scale renewable energy projects in the field of solar energy. The company, as I earlier said, we have a combination of a convergence of experience, youth, and intellect, which gives it a rare edge in the competitive energy sector.
Okay, so let's look at the supply chain.
We aim to bring
Rajesh, let's look at the supply chain. When we talk about
a prominent part of the changing national energy landscape.
When we look at the silicon wafers, the metallic paste, the silver, the aluminum, the electrical contacts, a lot of these are still being imported. So how are we seeing the transition happening? Because we get stuck in the chicken and egg situation. To keep the prices for the installers cheap, which is for the solar parks cheap, you want to have an open market. But then if you get swamped with made in China stuff, you want your Indian manufacturers to make these things. So how do we reduce the dependence?
Well, now we clubbed with the government's aggressive push, with the cohesive policy measures. For the first time in many years, in my experience, I have close to 7 years experience in solar industry. Prior to that, I was also working in solar software for a decade. I worked there.
Right.
So with my experience, first time in many years, we can expect a significant capacity addition when it comes to the manufacturing of solar cells and modules. This it might be Make in India. A lot of projects, a lot of programs, been given by our government of India. And the government of India's aggressive push for self-reliance through PLI scheme, which helps India to reduce its dependency on other countries as through a local value addition. Provision in PLI will help India to create its own supply chain and of all raw material required for the manufacturing. In a way, government is also giving a lot of opportunity. They are opening doors for manufacturers by introducing schemes like PLI, special intensive incentives for manufacturers.
Okay, all right. Before I let you go quickly, we're talking about Reliance. Here's the reality check, Rajesh, for people watching us. 90% of silicon wafers are being made in China right now. So, where do you see the future?
I say, in 2020, the introduction of, as I was earlier talking, the introduction of production-linked incentive, PLI scheme, for high-efficiency solar module PV modules, for enhancing India's manufacturing capabilities and exports under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative was made. The financial outlay for this particular PLI for high-efficient solar PV modules over a 5-year period was 4,500 crore. But while in the budget and an addition, recent budget, while there was an addition of additional allocation of around 19,500 crores was made to this PLI scheme for solar cells and modules. So raising the existing PLI scheme for solar equipment from 4,500 crores to a massive 24,000 crores, which will translate into creating an additional manufacturing capacity up to 45 gigawatt in the country. And that's a good move.
Okay, well, wishing you the best in GigaWatt Solar. And for people watching the broadcast, here's another sector. It's going to become a multi-$100 billion global sector. India is leading the Solar Alliance. We are leading the way in the faster adoption of solar energy. We build the world's largest solar parks. There is much to be done still in the country on rooftop solar. It's very exciting. This is the future. Let's all jump in. Rajesh, thank you very much. And
for more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.